everybody, my name's Kris and welcome to my kitchen. So today I decided that I was going to make something a little bit different for our dinner tonight because I shopped the special steak sandwich. Yum! First things first, cheers! So I'm going to get started here. I'm just going to slice up some onions. When that is starting to cook over here, I'll chop up the garlic. Excellent. So I have slightly heated this up already, so that's going to help speed things up for us. So the onions I'm just going to throw into that fry pan. Alright, okay, so I hope your guys' day has gone absolutely sensational. We had football this morning. That's our Saturday morning fun. Sam plays for our local club. Yeah, I'm just watching my fingers here because I am chopping up the garlic. Just waiting to hear the sizzle on those onions. Whew, this is really good garlic that's getting in my eyes. So we're going to start preparing our steak. So lucky to find these on special today at the supermarket. Before I put it into the pan, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on them. Oh, I can starting to hear the sizzle over and behind me now. But I just want to rub these and they're just going to sit there in that nice olive oil. I love this stuff. This is the Marlborough sea salt garlic salt. Just put a little bit on here. Again, fingers into it, massage it in all the way around. And then that'll just sit there until we're ready to cook it. Again, back to wash my hands. Oh, I can starting to smell those onions. Loving it. So I am just going to push this out the way for now and grab my other chopping board in. Look, what I prepared earlier, kinda. So on our sandwiches, we're going to have some lettuce, which is in here ready to go. We've got to have the caramelized onion. Also, I like to have a nice slice of tomato just on there too. At the moment, it is slightly expensive at $10 a kilo, but I kind of am looking at it that if I'm buying one tomato and I can use it for a couple of different dishes, even better. Okay, so I do have some tiger loaf. Now, shop what's on special. This was on special today, hence why I grabbed it. So in preparing my bread, I'm just topping and tailing them. And this one is James, and now I am going to cut it in half for him. So he'll end up with 2 steak sandwiches. Now, the other thing with the steak sandwiches, you've got lots and lots and lots of amazing options. I am going to be adding onto my sandwich stackers, and James might like some olives on his. It's just adding your own personal flavour to it. So the basis of it is going to be caramelised onions, the lettuce, the tomato, and then just finding the other bits and pieces that you can add to make it a bit more your own. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on these onions because we are starting to get a nice cook down on them. This is the most time consuming part of our cook, but it's so worth it. So very worth it. Cheers. That loosely minced up garlic, I like to be able to have it a little bit chunky when it's James and I. Now these amazing pieces here, they're not going to go to waste because James will probably come out a bit later on and put some butter on them and scald them up. Yum. So I'm just putting these on here. I'm going to put this to the side because I do have some hot chips that I'm cooking in the oven as well. So just so you know, what I've spent on this meal is about $25 and I'm hoping that it's going to be far nicer than a steak sandwich that would have cost us $25 each at a restaurant. That is my plan, fingers crossed. And that's $25 is including my bottle of wine. Although James is probably thinking, you could have got me some whiskey. Not this week, darling. Also, your sauces and things that you might like to use, I'll be using for James's one an avocado mayonnaise because I wasn't going to pay $3 for an avocado. For mine, I just use an aioli, and then over the steak, maybe a bit of barbecue sauce. Just realised I put all those in front of that camera. Okay. I do like olive honey when it's on special, especially because it is a dairy-free alternative, although I love my butter. Again, shopping on special makes the life amazing. Just taking a moment to look at the masterpiece that's in front of me. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lettuce onto here and put some onto my one as well. A couple of slices of tomato on there. One onto mine because it's found a nice big juicy tomato. I'm just going to grab a little jug to put my onions in right now. I'm going to use the same pan because it's got that little bit of oil still left in there, and the onion flavours, etc., etc. For my steak. Look at that glorious sizzle. I'm going to leave that there for just a few moments. Have a drink of wine while it's sizzling. Just putting the rest of the tomato away because I will use that tomorrow, even if it's just on a piece of toast. And hearing that sizzle, I actually do want to get it up a little bit higher in the temperature because I don't want it to stew. I would love it to fry. So I have my pickles and James's olives for perfect size. Love it. Just grabbing a couple of olives just to stick on here as well. Like I said, you build your steak sandwich any way you want to. So now, I left my fridge open, so just put these back in there. Also, I'm just getting some seeded mustard because James would like a bit of seasoned mustard. Just a little tad here. And you know what I forgot to do? The dressing. So I'm just going to grab those off because they're all sitting there just so beautifully. And put on the dressing. Like it never happened. Excellent happiness. I'm just going to flick these over. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? Okay. Yum. Caramelized onion and garlic. Just going to pop on top of there. So there's some crispy bits and some not quite so overdone pieces, just how I like it. So I'm just going to, because it's quite smoky, which is fantastic because it is cooking as if it's in a barbecue. And that pan, ooh, that element is way too hot. Oh, they sound nice and crispy. Grab one to try. Oh, look at that, steaming. So that must be good. Yum. Very hot. That was a mistake. I'm just going to grab the slimmer piece of steak off right now. Yes, I just carried it through my kitchen, but I felt okay with that because, well, it's just me in here at the moment. Just going to rest that for a little bit longer. I personally think that's amazing. But that's how I like my steak. Tender, succulent. That's really good. Must also let everyone know I'm not the best at cooking steak. I normally overcook it, so when I pull it out and it's a nice medium rare, it makes me very happy. Show you how juicy and beautiful that is. Oh, that looks divine. Fan it out over. And again, I'm not going to put any sauce on because if he would like some, he can do that himself. Look at that. Sensational. Thanks for watching, everybody. All details for this recipe will be in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and tell me if there's anything else that you'd like to see me make. I'd love to make things on a budget and sometimes not.